Mike,
Cool.
do you want to answer that? Or?
I'll answer it as my lead-in to video. Okay. So I am Mike Gray from Online Biz Smarts, and I believe every business owner, man or woman, ends up somewhere, and I want to help them end up somewhere on purpose by teaching them how to market their company online. So today we're going to talk about a segment of video. Video is a very underutilized segment of online marketing. Some of you are active and you are using video in your content, but we're going to talk about a few maybe extra ways that you haven't seen yet today. And more of the why video. Video, it gives us a visualization. I can't even say that word. Visualization. We just watched a video and it was fairly inspiring, right? So yeah, well, I don't want to speak for you. I was very inspired, but I've been reading the book, so it reinforced some of my thinking. Video offers better user engagement. It connects you and your business with your target audience effectively and most importantly in the shortest amount of time. Videos are accessible on multiple devices, iPod, PC, laptop, cell phone, and many more. So many people are accessing video on their mobile device. And so you can get at more audience than you've ever been able to get to before with video. These videos are easy to share and can go viral. Video can send a lot of traffic to your website. And the best one, search engines love video. Google shows video in search results. And so what I mean by that is think in the context of an article on, I was talking to somebody yesterday, an article on a tax issue that's coming out. How many blogs, articles, etc. are out there defining whatever new tax law goes into effect? Well, literally, there are hundreds of thousands of people out there writing an article on a new tax law that goes into effect. So if you make a video on the same thing with a brief synopsis of that same tax law that went into effect, you're one video competing with hundreds of thousands of pages. However, if you search that topic on Google, they will serve up a video to go along with some pages that it thinks you want to look at. So one video for every 100,000 million written pages, there's a great chance that your video is going to be seen by a lot of people. Real-time examples, I have seen people that I have worked with within the city of Tucson deliver on page 1 of Google, and this ironically even in the tax field, against people who I know have spent over $10,000 on website SEO. This is, a small one-person shop who's competing with a big corporation tax company here in town just by utilizing video in the right way. So it's very powerful. So where? Let's talk about that. Obviously, always start with YouTube. It's the most searchable, and it is indexed by Google. So when you create a video and you begin that video with, "Hi, I'm Mike Gray with OnlineBizSmarts.com," say it slowly, say it clearly, because the first 30 seconds of that video is indexed and converted into text so that it can be searchable. So that when you go and type into Google that I am interested in solar panels in Tucson, that your video delivers along with a bunch of those articles that hopefully you wrote too. You're going to go at it both ways, but video delivers at a higher rate because there are fewer of them. There are fewer videos than there are pages telling you about why to do solar in Tucson. And if you add the geo modifier, you're really going to be on the top of the heap if somebody's searching in the Tucson market. So I would be, I'm Mike Gray with, remind me the company name? Solar Plus. I'm Mike Gray with SolarPlus.com in Tucson, Arizona, and we provide solar panels, and we think every house in Tucson should have a solar panel on the roof. So I added the geo modifier into that statement, so when somebody, they don't even have to type Tucson, it's going to deliver local information first when you search Google, so there's a great chance that that video is going to deliver along with the articles if you've put that in the first 30 seconds of the video. Does that make sense? Any questions on that? Sure? Okay. All right. So here is a scenario, and this would play out over like 3 weeks' time. I've got a video I'll show you later, and we took that video yesterday at the beginning of yesterday's class. I said, would you do a testimonial, AJ from Messages Remembered? I said, would you do a video for me for today's class? And she said, sure. I said, just do me a favor, in the first 30 seconds, just say Online Biz Smarts. I don't really need my name in there. I'm just trying to promote the brand. Hold my phone out. She did the video. Click. Couple of descriptions, and I uploaded it to our YouTube channel from my phone. So that video is now setting on our page. So I've uploaded that video. Now here are the different pieces that I can do with that video. You do not need to write all of these down. We'll give you the slideshow afterwards because there's a bunch. So you're going to take that video and you're going to post it to your blog. You're going to embed it as a blog post and send it out, and that's going to go out to all your social media channels. You're going to come back, and a week later you're going to upload it to Facebook. You've already posted it to Facebook in a link, but this time you're actually going to upload it to your Facebook page channel. Then you're going to come back and upload it to your Vimeo channel. Anybody have a Vimeo account? Do you use that? Okay. Vimeo is the high-tech HD version of YouTube. It allows you to do long videos even before you have to qualify for that on YouTube. You can do long videos. You can do very high-quality videos and upload large-scale HD videos. Vimeo is the company that forced YouTube to add HD. Because they started as an HD video, high definition, high quality video website. Now don't get too discouraged. It still only has to be YouTube quality to be palatable by consumers on your social channels and on your website. So don't do a lot of production for videos. Quality is not as important as doing it correct and having good audio. Being able to hear is probably the most important thing. As you notice, the video we watched, not that great. It was pretty pixelated. I mean, it's pretty lousy quality-wise. Didn't bother me a bit because of what he was saying. I could mostly hear it until his battery started dying in his cordless mic. Okay, now I'm going to upload it to Google+, and then in between I'm sharing it out to other social channels from that platform. And then I'm going to upload it to Twitter. I'm going to upload it to Dailymotion, another video site. I'm going to upload it to Flickr if it's 90 seconds or less. So if somebody says, hey, like AJ did yesterday, it was 30 seconds or less. I can load that to our Flickr channel. I'm going to share it on Reddit. I'm going to share it on Stumble. I'm going to stumble upon. I'm going to share it on LinkedIn, and I'm certainly going to share it on Pinterest because we do that now. We share all of our YouTube videos out on Pinterest, and then I'm going to upload it to Tumblr. Tumblr we'll do a presentation on here soon. It's a very fast-growing segment of the 35 and under. It is a mini blog is what I would call Tumblr. It's very visual, it's very video, it's very blog, but it's not as big and robust as a full-on blog. But it's a social network at the same time. So it's kind of a merging of a cool WordPress social media site. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Anyway, so we'll work on that. So within that video, one single video, and you got 3 weeks of content. Now, it's not completely redundant. You're throwing in some other content. You're throwing in some other videos. But you're going to spread this out over time, and each time you load a video and share it, it looks a little bit different, and if you mix up your times that you're posting it, a complete different audience is going to see it each time. There's only a few of us who are sitting in front of a screen all day long. Everybody else, this is what we do for a living, and we really don't do that. But we work for a living, so we got to go do what makes us money. Yes, sir.
So are you saying we upload these on different days?
Yeah, I would give a span of time in between, and then go morning, go evening, go middle of the day, and mix it up. But each video gives you an enormous amount of content creation that you can share with your fans, and likes, and depending on your channel that you're on.
So were you saying in the beginning to spread it over 3 weeks?
I would say 3 weeks or so. Yeah, just so what I typically do is you could take this model or something like it, and you could plot it out and calendar it out, and then you get the same model. Video number 2 starts halfway through, and then video number 3 halfway through, and you got a great deal of content that you can do with video, and it can be, we'll talk about the kinds of videos that you can utilize. There are multiple kinds that you can utilize for your businesses.
You're saying do 3 videos over 3 weeks?
Well, no, I'm saying do a video a week indefinitely.
Spreading over the weeks. I mean, you can, if you do the video, do you upload it to all those that same day?
No. That would inundate everybody all at once. So what we're doing is trickling it over the various social networks over a span of 3 to 4 weeks. I mean, you can pick and play with it how it best works for you, but you're going to spread it out, and you're going to hit a lot of audience in a lot of different places, and in a lot of different time zones, time frames. You guys, I'll remind you again, the times to post varies by network, but primarily the core is, remember the Dr. Pepper can, 10 to 4 and 7 p.m. 7 p.m.'s not on a Dr. Pepper can, but you can remember that one, right? Remember the old break time on the Dr. Pepper can, 10, 2, and 4? Add 7 p.m. to that. I'm sorry. It's yeah, exactly. 10, 2, and 4 and 7 p.m. are the optimal times. And honestly, the biggest two are 10 a.m. and 7 p.m.
And not 7 a.m.?
No. You can do that early crowd, and that will hit another segment for sure. The biggest peak of the day is 10 p.m. 10 a.m. I'm sorry, forgive me. 10 a.m. Hey, 10 p.m. I'm in bed. Yeah, 10 a.m. And 7 p.m. So those are, everybody's got to work. They got their email out of the way. They've done their stuff, and they're taking their Facebook break or their Twitter break or whatever that is. And then there are, other breaks. And then the 7 p.m. is everybody got home, and they've got an active job. And let's get on Facebook and see what's happened today. So that's another large segment. And then the only thing that's very different from that is Saturday morning. Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 10:30. Big segment of folks on computer. Yep. Sunday is a hit and miss. Saturday you got to hit early. If you don't get it early, don't do it. Don't even bother. Sunday afternoon is a little bit hit and miss. There's no peak. It's just kind of a solid time. Except during football season. That's right. So let's talk equipment. I think your absolute best tool that you have in your arsenal is your mobile device if you utilize one, Android or iPhone. Next week, the class is on Android and iPhone and how to use them for social media. So bring your tools and bring your toys and give me your app suggestions. I won't be able to cover them all, but we'll talk about social platforms, what apps are available on both devices, and a lot of them are the same. So for instance, I use Tweetcaster on my Android and on my iPad. That's the one I like. It doesn't mean it's the one you have to use. And I use the paid version because it gives me a few more things that I like to use. All right, devices. If you're going to get a camera, you don't need to buy an expensive high-end camera. This Kodak HD flip type camera, I picked it up last year, Black Friday for $100, $150. This will deliver equivalent to.
Camera on one side and USB on the other.
Yeah, just camera. Flip cam. The key is this. one of the absolute things you want in your device is a microphone plug. Okay? Your phone has one already, but your cam needs to have one as well.
And most don't.
And most don't. So you want to look for the one. Does it have an audio plug? Because if you're in a big party with a lot of people, you're never going to pick up what somebody says without one of these. You want that lavalier or lapel mic clipped on, nice and close, and it picks up their audio. It, depending on the mic, some pick up a lot of ambient, some do not. But we use a cordless lavalier to record our classes. You can get these at Guitar Center.
Radio Shack.
Guitar Center.
Get Radio Shack. This is actually a Radio Shack version right here.
Best Buy.
Best Buy, not so much. I didn't have good luck with what they had.
If you go to Audio Technique, is that the name of the
Yeah,
brand?
Audio Technica.
They've got the best price.
Here's another
They've got an
thing.
$18 to $20 one.
I know
It's got a cord on it.
it's a little picky, but if you get the one unlike this one, there is an Audio Technica one that sells for about $18 to $24. Okay? We have a long corded one. There's a difference. This is a mono plug. You want to get the stereo plug so that when you bring it into your software, you have a left channel and a right channel. The difference being is when you load it and when you utilize it, it'll literally play on their computer, left speaker only or right speaker only. You want a stereo. So the difference is instead of one little black mark, it has two.
And the Audio Technica is stereo.
They have one of each. I have a mono. You bought a stereo. You did better than I did. But I bought mine for a different reason, a different purpose for mine. But again, this works great. And then my software, it's one click to add a dual channel. So no big deal for me. However, that's advanced software. So Howard and I utilize a little more advanced video editing software that you might want to get into eventually, but not right off the bat. So cordless or corded or cordless mic, a tripod if at all possible. Again, these all have a tripod mount. Your camera doesn't, but most of your technology stores now do give. They have holders that are little clip holders that will tripod mount your camera. Okay, now. Or tripod mount your phone. So now you do not have to necessarily tripod mount for a 30-second video if you can control sound, if you can stand pretty still, and if you got a little bit of shake, get a tripod. There's some great little tripods, and I won't drag mine out of the bag. It's actually connect to a microphone that sets right on the counter. Here's another great benefit of that. If I'm sitting here talking to David and I'm sitting in the chair and I've got the camera just sitting right there, he and I are just having a conversation. He doesn't get near as nervous as if there's a big cam in his face. People, they get that camera in their face and they're like deer in headlights, So it's just a little more disarming and a little more comfortable. So I do a lot of interview for different things that I do for video. And I found the best videos are when they forget the camera's there and we start having a conversation. They get a little relaxed and they're having a little bit of fun. Or if, maybe their husband or wife have slipped them a little, something before the video. Then they're really relaxed. I'm sorry. Okay, so editing software. There's such a vast array of editing software. The easiest, I think, and this is just opinion, you can say that Mike doesn't know what he's talking about, is one of two, and that would be iMovie if you're on Mac, okay? Or if you're on PC, it's Windows Movie Maker. Simple, not a lot of bells and whistles. It won't do advanced things, but it's pretty easy to discover. You got another one, Howard?
No, I was going to say, I use Adobe Premiere, which is a 6-hour piece of video editing software, and whenever I can, it's simple enough. I'd much rather use the free Windows Movie Maker.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't recommend
Absolutely. Yeah, I use the same Premiere Pro and After Effects, and I mean, so if you need to get into some advanced audio separation and audio enhancement, video effects, things of such, that's great. But for fast and get it done, iMovie or Windows Movie Maker.
So you would record it and then do it with Windows Movie Maker to add a title and closing.
Yeah.
And then upload it to YouTube.
And edit.
Edit, right.
Yeah. Yes. Or, as we talked about last time, if you want, the YouTube video editor is advanced enough now to do it all on the platform.
And do you think it's better than Windows?
I don't think it's as easy. Easy is the difference.
I find the YouTube editor easier.
Cool. All right.
Maybe that's the one that it's because that's the one I first explored.
Yeah,
Figured out.
and that very well may be the case. So find one that you're comfortable with, but don't spend a lot of money on one until you're ready to take that leap. I mean, if you want to try an advanced one, I'll let you play on my laptop, and you can play with it. And you know, when you look at those platforms, they're very intimidating. There's like 1,000 buttons, and
Premiere totally.
yeah.
I'm used to it.
Yeah. Movie Maker, couple buttons.
Also, some of the cams, like this one here, it has its own software. That's
Mhm.
the best. It's
Mhm.
so easy to
Mhm.
use. So
Absolutely.
check out and see if when you bought something that it has software with it.
Okay, so this is our YouTube channel. And
And make sure, can I add this?
certainly.
Make sure when you name your YouTube channel that it's the one you want to stick with, because we're having a hard time. It's still Smart Group AZ, and we wanted to change it to, even though it shows Online BizSmarts, the actual place for it is Smart Group AZ.
If you notice the URL here,
And we haven't been able to figure out how to get
they keep giving some options that almost get you there in order to rename a channel URL, but not really. They've merged it with your Google Plus profile, and you can rename your page, your name. The problem with that is that it doesn't rename that URL. You're married to that once you. When you initially go in, it won't give it a custom name unless you choose a custom name, but once you do, you're pretty married to it. That used to be the case with Facebook, and they changed it, so we can always hope that YouTube will do that for us as well. So this is our channel layout, and you can see the video from AJ yesterday. The last video I loaded is what I have the channel set up to feature. You'll notice that with the new feature of being able to upload a cover image on videos, we've been utilizing that quite a bit on our YouTube videos. And we have also our other social links. You can put those into your page so that basically it's a good representation of your channel and your website. And hopefully you've done something visually to the page and it's not just white blank space, because that's kind of boring. Represent your brand well, because you're going to have discovered your why, and your why will frame what your graphics look like, and kind of goes right into Blue Ocean and all of those different things as well. So let's jump into, I'm not going to go heavily into Video Editor, but we'll look at the manager and a few things on your YouTube channel. This internet is so much faster over here. So here's the channel. Again, in Edit, you can go into your info and settings. Enhancements, there's some pretty decent video enhancements that YouTube automatically suggests to you now. Audio, you can edit audio and add annotations. If you look at some of these videos from not too far back, I have edited and I've added a annotation, and we'll skip that video shortly. Skip that ad. So you'll notice now you can actually load a live link to your URL. It's clickable. It'll drive them to your website, And this is a how-to video of me sitting in the dark. We don't really need to see that. But I can go into edit mode, and it'll bring me over here. You can see right here is where I added the image. I uploaded an image. That's the new feature, a couple months old. Very awesome. Yay. That way you don't get me going in the beginning of all three of the videos, you know. You're like, how could I have three faces that look that bad? Anyway, it always happens. You can add captions, annotations, so you can go throughout your whole video and write text about different pieces that you want to identify on the video that you're making, or you want to make a really big point, like he did in the video of people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. You could have popped that up on the screen where it really screamed a point that you're making. Again, audio enhancements. The enhancements, again, they're not high-tech editing, but it does do some editing. And you could hit auto fix here, and it would give you a preview of before and after if it was something that was actually improved. And it really isn't on this one because it's not great to begin with. I needed more light. Light is your friend when making video.
It has a stabilizer.
Yes.
Fix.
Yeah.
So if you have shaky video, it will help it out quite nicely.
And when you load your video now, it will in most cases give you a couple suggestions. It'll say this video is pretty shaky. Would you like to use the image stabilization? Or this picture is kind of dark. Would you like to enhance it and lighten it? And it'll show you the suggestions. I mean, they're really trying to help you turn out a pretty decent video. But again, don't get caught up. It needs to be decent, not over the top for what you're doing as brand recognition. People would rather see honest than they would like to see slick, okay, from a company. Honesty is appreciated, so whatever that level is for your audience, you have to define by knowing who your audience is and what their expectations are on a YouTube video. One of the things that you can do is when you take your video on your device, you'll have to put in a little bit of information. You don't have to put in a ton, but you can upload it as an unlisted video. So you'll see that right here. You can upload it as unlisted, so it's not going out to the masses yet. Then you could come over here, add some annotations, add some editing, add a more robust description. And you want to make sure that description is robust and you've capitalized on everything that you can say, and this one just hasn't been worked on yet. Everything that you can say that is describing what's in the video. And again, keep in mind that when you share this to social channels, this is what's going to go into the word description part of the video. So it's going to be a video box, and it's going to bring the title, and it's going to bring, in most cases, that description over. So people are going to decide whether they want to watch your video by a few things. Is the title catchy? Does it catch your attention? Is what you're describing in the video something they care about and want to see? And probably first, actually, is how long is the video. If it's long, they won't watch it unless it is something that they are intentionally looking for. So example of that is I do a lot of online training. So for instance, if I don't know how to do something in video editing, I'll go to YouTube and I'll YouTube it, and there's a video there that will show me how to do what I need to do on my editing software. And whatever you can think of, I promise you there's a video there for it. And if there's not, call me, I'll make it. Because that's what I do. Any type of Adobe software, photo enhancement, manipulations, graphics, all of that I've learned off of YouTube and lynda.com. But I use them a lot as well because I'll do two screens. Somebody's training me with a video in one, and then I'm doing it in the other screen. Almost all of it's on YouTube though, and that's free. I love free. Free is the best price ever. Okay. All right. So you guys think you can do video? Pam, you're doing video. You already did a video. Okay. What I tend to find, and I have a client now who just labors and labors and labors and labors over a video for 3 weeks. And I'm like, dude, you're missing the point. Your client, your audience wants to hear what you have to say. And they do. They really want to hear what this guy has to say, not how slick and flashy and cool the video is. They just want to hear what he has to say. Record it and move on. Now, I mean, don't be silly. Have some decent light. Have it well represented. Light, again, is critical to video. Yes?
I have and I plan on doing some video in my office.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say it's kind of dark, that it can be dark. But I have like a living room lamp. Is it going to take that and shine that on me?
That's a start.
Okay. I mean,
yeah.
inexpensive.
So one of the suggestions I would do is test it. Do a 10-second shot. Set yourself up. I don't do a direct. Maybe do it from one side or the other.
Right.
Okay, so that you don't create weird shadows.
Okay.
And ideally, it would be if you had two,
Okay.
so that you're not shadowing one direction or the other. You'll have a little bit of balanced light, and in a perfect world, you'd have a third behind you to give you a little backlight. If you see if you go to a photo studio, they've got lights here, and they've got a little backlight, to give you, that gives you 3D and dimension, and it makes it. But again, don't get caught up in the light. Make a video, and the easiest way to fix that is find somewhere quiet outside. Ambient outdoor light is good in the shade in most cases. Find a good piece of shade.
Go to YouTube and find a video on
Go
how
back
to
to
light
your
it.
YouTube page.
Yes, sir.
Seriously, some wonderful ones.
I've done some really good on my back porch.
So your channel,
Mm-hmm.
and then let's say that it's Solar Plus or whatever. So
Uh-huh.
you play AJ's testimony. So if you click on hers, right?
Uh-huh.
Does it then put the videos on the side, suggested videos as well?
I have that option.
Okay.
You can choose to turn that on or off with your video when you're setting it up.
You can turn that off.
Yes, yes.
I've seen it like,
No, at the end, it is going to give you suggested videos.
right, so if it's Solar Plus, she puts up a video, but somebody's put up a video that says Solar Plus, a bad video about them, is it going to capture that?
No, not it can, but that's really built on user search. So if I'm constantly searching for solar, then there is a chance that I would deliver a negative review that somebody did via video. Most people are most of the time, if you're going to get that, it's a competitor doing it, because their audience consumers are not typically that advanced.
So do you turn it off on your channel?
I do when I embed it somewhere else.
Can I have a minute?
Yeah.
Saturday,
Yeah.
the day after with you guys, I spent a couple hours with a friend of mine who owns the largest closed captioning company in the country.
Mm-hmm.
He has 150 people.
Mhm.
Everyone knows about closed captioning. Required. And what we talked about was closed captioning videos on the web to make them searchable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a business he's just gotten into in the last 6 months.
Mhm.
And what he has met with Google,
Mhm.
right? And the Google capturing of that 30 seconds is questionable.
Mm-hmm.
So what he's gone into, he is going to very large companies now who have thousands of videos,
Mhm.
technical videos,
Mhm.
closed captioning the entire video.
Mm-hmm.
And then that closed captioning becomes searchable
Mm-hmm.
for every word in the video. So it's just,
Yep.
it's interestingly, it is coming on board now.
Yeah.
Very,
So,
very big.
so to that point, and a lot of that has to do with how understandable the video is. I mean, it's not easy to say online biz smarts and it sound like something that can be translated easily. So it may be, and that's where you go back and do your text over. So what's important to you? What do you want people to see? Then go back and put that in an annotation so that people can literally see it when they're hearing it, and Google can see it when it's hearing it as well. And you will get better indexing if you have text over in the process. Yep. So did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just was curious.
So let's go to settings and look at some of the things that you can do. Your channel settings, here's where you can edit your graphics. You can make the graphics scrolling or fixed. You can add, this is where you add your avatar, your actual square logo avatar, and then your background image. And it gives you what it's going to look like. It just is giving you a preview only mode. Your info and settings, again, make a good description that describes what your channel is and what it does. And then here's where you get to decide what you want your tab layout to look like. But go into this set of settings, and here are a few important things. This is where, if you go into advanced right here, this is where you can go in and change your URL from the one they assigned you to what you want it to be. You can make a custom one that is your company name, youtube.com, user, your name. And within your channel settings, if you add monetization, you do not have to run ads on your videos, but it gives you a couple more things. Once you add monetization, it adds an associated website option, and this will allow you to basically link your YouTube channel to your website. You're telling Google that this YouTube channel is an authoritative link to your URL. So you'll notice there that ours has been linked to our website, and there's a couple of ways that happens. They'll give you a snippet of code, or you can use your Google Webmaster Tools to link your YouTube channel to your website. Again, it's just giving you a little more authority and connectivity from your YouTube channel to your website. I cannot prove to you at this point what value that adds. I say more links are better, and I know, Google loves links, so I want to give them any link that they would like to provide for me. In video programming, this is a few months old. I covered it last time. But what this does for you is at the beginning of every video, you can choose the channel, what you want to feature, and where you want to feature. So I chose our logo, and so at the beginning of the video, our logo will pop up on the top right of the video, and I can set the time. When does it start, and how long does it stay up there? And at the end, there is a featured video that you can pick one of your videos. So it should be the welcome, and here's what I do kind of video, and you finish out at the end of the video with that, and it'll pop up a suggested other video to watch from your channel. I think it's a nice feature in addition to your YouTube channel. Gives a little more connectivity to you as a brand. Within your other settings, you have overview, sharing, where you can connect a few channels, your privacy settings, your email, and your playback options. You can choose to deliver. I would say leave those to default in most cases. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about some strategy of video. What types of video would make sense for you guys in your business? You saw a testimonial already. People trust a testimonial about you as long as they trust the person who's giving the testimonial. So in most cases, at a rate of 78%, people trust what others say about you versus what you say about you. 14% of what people trust for you saying out about you. Go ahead.
So I'm updating my website.
Mm-hmm.
I've got testimonials and I'll have pictures, but I would like to add a couple. What's a good amount of video testimonials?
I would say just a couple, unless you can. There are some plugins that you can use that give you a little catalog. And instead of embedding 3, 4, 5 videos, right, I would say use that little catalog plugin. There's a YouTube catalog plugin that'll allow you to take a section or certain groups of videos that you assign, and you could scroll through 8 or 10 unlimited testimonials if you had them on videos, but you don't want it to be big and obtrusive on a web page, I wouldn't think.
Sure he's doing it.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be beautiful. It'll be beautiful. I did forget one thing. Let's talk about share. So you posted your video. It's up and running, and you've got a video, and yay. So here's our video. We're going to click on it and load it on this view. And then we're going to come down here to share. So when you hit share, it gives you the link to share it to your other channels. So let's say you wanted to go somewhere other than one of these three. You could take that link and go anywhere with it. You wanted to email it to somebody. You want to put it in a newsletter. This is one way to do that. That link is a live link to your video. The other option is if you're going to go to Facebook, you can hit their Facebook share tool, and it will pop up your share box. And am I logged in still? Yeah. So here's this video. It's going to post to Facebook. It's going to default to my personal timeline. So I can change that and drop it to, I want it to go to my business page. So now I can go to Online Biz Smarts. I wish these were alphabetical. That would be really helpful to me. So I wanted it to go to Online Biz Smarts. It should be, of course, but I can't resort them. And then I'm going to say something about the video, and it gives you the ability then to share that video to a channel, to a group, to somebody else's wall. You could send it to somebody in a private message. I do that often. So if I get a call and somebody says, I'm stuck, I need to know how to fill in the blank. In most cases I have a video for that, or I'll make a video for that. I'll take this link, share it like this. I'll hit the drop down. Instead of on my page, I'll say in a private message, type in Joe's name, send him a video on how to do something.
At the very beginning, you said to load the video onto Facebook as
One of the options, correct.
Should you do that from here? Or directly from Facebook?
No, you have to do that on the channel, on the Facebook page or profile that you want to load it to.
Should you do this as well?
This is as in addition to, yeah.
It's not redundant.
No, as long as you allow some of those 4, 5, 7 days in between, because then it would be redundant if you loaded it to Facebook and you shared it to Facebook at the same time. There's a difference. This is sharing it to Facebook. The other option that I added in that slideshow list is actually uploading it to your YouTube, Facebook channel.
So what's the benefit of the double barrel?
Well, you're going to just saturate every possible channel that you have with that great video of somebody bragging about how good your company is, or you telling people your why. So you make a video. We do this because we believe whatever. That's the kind of video that should be your welcome video kind of thing, so that people get a feel for you. And again, you want that video everywhere so that people can stumble over it, hopefully. Inbound marketing. You want them to find you through your stuff that's out there. Other questions on that? I'm not going to actually share that because I did it yesterday. It'd be redundant. Same thing on Twitter and Google+. You can also start a hangout about a video. So you can create a video and then go hang out with people and talk about that video. I don't know why, but you could. You have that ability. So then the other tool is embed. I'm going to scroll this up a little bit. Hit the embed link. Now this snippet of code is what you take over to your blog or web page, and you can take this snippet of code and drop it into your blog. You just switch over to HTML mode, drop it in, publish. You could make it that simple. I suggest flip back over to preview mode and go ahead and type some text describing what's in that video on that blog post, and you just put that below the video. You can choose what size video you want to be, and obviously you want it to fit within the context of your blog size. Some of them are really narrow, some of them are really wide. If you're embedding it on a web page, what's the width of the space that you have to work with? You can make it custom. So what size would you like that to be? Make the change and then come up and grab the code, and it will have made the changes in that snippet of code. So use HTTPS is an option, and enable private enhanced mode. Actually, there used to be the other option there to not allow the suggested videos at the end. I'm not seeing it for some reason. It's not there. Yeah. A new change. There you go. You heard it here today. They actually, when I loaded our channel yesterday, there's a new enhanced layout that I haven't even looked yet. As we landed on the page and loaded it, from the night before it had changed. New enhanced layout. I'm like, great, I can't teach that. I haven't seen it yet. So be looking for that, and there'll be some more changes as they have. So far, I can't say that I dislike any of the changes that YouTube has done recently. They've all been really good stuff. Yes, ma'am.
I found some code that you can stick in that code that allows it to delete the suggested at the end, or take the search bar out, or have it start at a certain time, or whatever, and I'll send it to you when I find it.
Yeah, there are numerous code snippets that you can utilize to change the player look. If it plays on start, you can do a lot of customization, and in reality, all you need to do is grab this URL and then embed it into whatever customized snippet code that you've got. And there are tons and tons of them out there that will make the video do something different when people land on a web page. Personally, I don't like it when I land on a web page and a video starts without me choosing it. That's my personal preference, because sometimes I have my speakers way up and and I'm like, holy cow, I hate this website. And I get a personal kind of feel for the website based on that they had an autoplay on. So I would suggest not to do it, but if it works for you, go ahead. It is a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Can you embed videos into emails?
Not exactly. Yes. Depending on your provider, and you really have to go with one of the companies who build the ability in. Most of it, you're actually going to have an embedded snapshot of the video, and then when you click it, it's a link and it goes to play. Yes, Howard.
Use Gmail and you embed a YouTube link. The video appears at the bottom of the email.
Yeah.
The embed code is a link.
The actual frame of the video will show up at the bottom.
And you click
And
the
so
play.
you're still on the email, and you can watch the video.
Yeah.
Click on it and it opens up.
Yeah, if you talked about a video, it'll actually show up in the discussion on that email string. Yes?
Well, one of the things you talked about yesterday that I thought was really great was, and I don't know if you're going to cover it, was choosing your keyword before.
Yes. So I suggest that you think about, when you're creating a video, think about it in the context of writing a blog post. You're going to keyword the title of the article. It's going to be, something to hook me in with a keyword in it. Your keyword for solar. What is it, Tina, for solar? Solar panel, Tucson. The greatest new solar panels in Tucson. You got to see this. And then within the context of the video, your first 30 seconds, you're going to speak very slow. You're going to speak very clear. You're going to reuse that keyword. You're going to put it into the description of the video, and then you're also going to put it in the tags on the video. So let's jump back over to edit mode, and I would come here to the title, and I haven't edited this at all. It's just what I loaded from my phone. So I would come into title. So I've got a keyword here in the title. She has said online biz smarts for me in the testimonial. It's here in the description. It's also here in the tags. I haven't added that one yet, but I will. Online biz smarts. So whatever your keyword is for what you're trying to say, think about it in terms of a blog post. So you do the same thing in a blog post. You're gonna put it in the title. You're gonna put it in the first paragraph. You're gonna put it in the last paragraph. You're gonna rename the photo that you're putting into the blog post, the name of the keyword, and utilize maximum amount of keywords without stuffing. No stuffing, no repetitive kind of stuff. It's got to make sense, or it'll be ignored. And I don't think there's any advantage to the kind of titling that you use category-wise. I typically fit it into people in blogs, or if it's humor or something, or how-to. There's a how-to category that you can utilize as well. Find the one that's closest to you. It's not the most important thing to getting your video searched or found online. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about how some different ways that you guys can utilize video for your brand specifically. Any ideas? How do you utilize it now? Anyone? Anyone? Anyone?
So you did, didn't you just do a video that how-to video?
Uh-huh.
How to,
And you
absolutely.
did just kind of a slideshow that from the last presentation.
Uh-huh.
From all the guys, I just did a slideshow of all our catering,
Yeah,
things like that.
that would be good.
The video,
If you...
How to make sandwiches?
and how to make a chicken club sandwich is our special of the month.
Nice. Love it.
Use YouTube.
Love it. Another thing would be if you introduce a new sandwich. Hey, I've got a new sandwich. I want to tell you about this. Or we've made changes to our sandwich, and you need to know this. Oh, no, you didn't change my favorite sandwich. But anything that you could think of that would be, hey, people would like to know this. Think in terms of make a video about it, or with how to. You know, Steve, people call and ask you questions all the time. Just write a list and make a how-to video for what are the common things that most people are asking. I've got a blue screen. What do I do next? Okay, step one. Call Steve. Call Steve.
In here as soon as possible.
2, I have a paper to do in the next hour. What next if I can't get to you? So there's a lot of different ways. I try to make a running list of any questions, technical questions, and then I'll go make a how-to video. What else for you? Installations. Tina, what does it look like before and after? What are the results of... so, for instance, I know Dan Calm, I was down just after he installed the panels on top of his building, and we were talking about the difference in his electric bill because of it.
Do you think it really spins backwards? Your for TEP, your
Yeah.
That's going to be my video.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does it really, or are they kidding? Because I'm actually, they're like plugging in at my house right now.
Nice.
So I am taking pictures, and that would be a good start.
Yeah, you know, and pictures are super easy. Again, with Microsoft Movie Maker, you can just upload a bunch of pictures, and it will auto-create a movie that you can put music behind. It's very easy to do. It'll do it pretty much for you. You just load it, tell it to make a slideshow movie, and here's the song I would like to use, and magically it all comes together and encodes. It's a super brilliant, easy tool to utilize for slideshow. But I think there's some very interesting things, Tina, that you could utilize on the things that people don't know about solar. So, for instance, I know very little. I know it would save me money. I know that there are tax rebates, but that's the extent of my solar knowledge.
Oh, so the carbon monoxide being saved?
Okay.
The rest of that?
Okay. So you go through the list of the things that the average person doesn't know, who doesn't have solar already. There's a lot that you could cover in video that people would love to hear. Yep, FAQs, absolutely. Have fun with it. You can do a day of the week, and it's video Monday, video Tuesday. You pick a day, and you're going to crank a video every week that tells you one new thing about solar that people didn't know, and people will begin to rely on it, come back to it, and they'll share it. You get a little more viral action if they know it's going to be there, and it's something they're interested in.
Talk benefits rather than features.
Yeah.
I did 6 videos for a Green Valley Shopping Center this week, unscripted, just to introduce themselves. They all want to talk about features, not benefits. Clients care about benefits.
Yeah, that's a.
What's in it for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so go.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think a great one for David, for Best Care at Home, would be to have those snapshots and have some kind of music with them, but showing the caregivers with the elderly or with the disabled child, and just keep going through them and have appropriate music.
And then maybe some captions
Yeah.
through it, or a voiceover.
Right.
And then over time, you could add more in that, or do new ones that talk about your employees
Specific.
and how good they are and caring they are, warm.
So I didn't know David until we talked a little bit more, and in the class about the disabled kids and other folks, not just senior care that you're providing. So that framed it differently for me, and it made a different. I looked at your business differently at that point, and it wasn't so segmented for me. I understood. Okay, that's a lot more broad, and if you can communicate the idea of that, it will reach a much larger audience because you're going to hit a pocket of passion for several different groups of people. Pocket of passion. Look out.
There's so many great
Yep.
ideas that you could do with wedding and
Absolutely.
entertainment and events.
Yep. Yeah. You could have a bunch of these and everybody run around taking video.
Do
Yeah.
a video blog instead
Yeah.
of like the writing.
Yeah.
And what about temp connections? That to me is a little tougher.
Well, Temp Connection, I would really say testimonial from the two directions.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys have placed people who are you've got them into their pocket of place of work, and they love it, and they're invigorated because you found the right place for them. And the same for the business. Wow, I can't believe they found us this great person, and they have worked out so well. And we would have never gotten that if it wasn't for Temp Connection. So the value, you know the clients are there, you know they exist, you hear these things, and people on your staff hear these things said. You have to connect the dots to, I heard that, can we get them to do a video for us? And again, if you're fairly unobtrusive about it with a small little tripod sitting on the desk kind of a thing, doesn't feel like you're rolling in a big giant production with multi-camera kind of thing, that makes a big difference. Yeah, I'll do that. It'll take, and literally 30 seconds. The Temp Connection did this for me. I don't need a long story. What is it that they did? And just, thank you, kind of a thing.
Well, what about Tim? What videos would you be making?
Our sense of community is very strong, and people have it. That's their bowling league. That's their Elks Club meeting. So, I think by showing the people having fun, being healthy, being fit, having a good time, little short snippets.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very attractive content.
Right.
Yeah.
That, and then the counterpart is we direct people to restaurants and businesses and their business. You talk about that two-pronged approach.
Mm-hmm.
Our business goes up greatly on Monday nights. You should be a partner with us.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Business partner.
You guys have created community.
That's at its core. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a community. Walkers, runners, people that just go out.
The pictures you guys post on Facebook are awesome. You're showing people doing it.
That's when I put those up there. Our traffic, even on every page I do, anytime I put pictures up, that's the biggest.
So get a month of those and throw them into a slideshow video with some cool music behind it.
That's probably where it's
Easy. Yeah.
Post some funny ones.
We have funny ones. They don't always make Facebook either.
That's awesome. Any other ideas, Pam? You were doing a how-to. Is that right?
Yeah, I had somebody call me and say, how do you schedule your Facebook things in advance? And I thought, well, I'm just gonna capture the screenshots and then send it to her.
How to schedule page posts?
So then I
Awesome.
thought, well,
Yeah.
I've done this, I might as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. And how long did that take you? I might put you on the spot.
Playing around long.
Okay, all right. In a normal context.
Yeah, I was having a speakerphone or a microphone problem.
Okay.
But probably as long as it took me to walk through that and then plus post it.
Yeah. And now you have it to where
Yeah.
next time somebody asks, there it is.